Is now a good time to buy a house in this real estate market we are currently in? A lot of things changing. You may have heard prices have been going up like crazy for years. Insanity market, people fighting over houses. That's really starting to cool down, as you can see by this scary looking chart here. So should you be worried if you're looking to buy a house? Hey, my name is John Glutch. I'm the team leader of the Glutch Group. My team will sell, 700 houses this year. So we do a lot of this, and we're in Las Vegas, Phoenix, and San Diego. So a lot of experience in a lot of different markets, and I am here to help you navigate the crazy real estate seas we find ourselves in at the moment. So let me explain this first chart. This is the Cromford Market Index, and this measures the heat of the market. How hot are things? And this is great. It keeps things really simple. The 100 is a normal market. So if the Cromford Index is 100, that's normal. So you can see I've got for reference here 2014. That's the green line there that was checked. That is a pretty normal year, right around 100 all year long. And what that does is that causes homes to appreciate at about 2, 3, 4% a year, which is normal historically. And what you can see here in 2021 and now 2022 is the line is far, far above 100, right? Peaked at over 500 last year and got close to that this year as well. But what you see here in the yellow 2022 line is a really steep decline. That index is falling crazy fast, and we don't know where it's going to level off, right? Last year, it leveled off at the, 340 range. This year, it's gone well past that and is slowing down a little bit. It's decelerating a little bit less each day, but it's still moving pretty quick. So we're not sure where that bad boy is going to level out. So I'm going to help you understand what to do with that information. Let's talk about why. First of all, interest rates have gone up. So here is the interest rate chart for the last, 40, 50 years. And you can see right here, this scary bit here at the end where the interest rates have gone up a ton over the past few months. And everybody has heard about this, right? This is not new news. What I will point out though is even though they're high, of course, historically, they're still pretty low. Compared to everything else, they're still very low. And this is one of the big factors that I want to discuss today is, yes, interest rates have gone up, which is partly why the market is decelerating. Not as many people can afford homes because they're more expensive. But meaning not only that homes cost more, but the interest rates are higher. So your monthly payment is higher for the same house as it would have been 2-3 months ago. Now, does that mean you shouldn't buy a house? No. I don't think that's a good reason not to buy a house because the interest rates are on the way up and will probably go higher. The Fed has signaled as of this recording that they're going to keep raising rates, which is not necessarily directly correlated to housing interest rates, but it definitely has a huge effect. So I think interest rates are likely to continue to go up. So what you don't want to do is wait around for interest rates to go down because they may not, and they may in fact go up. The huge advantage too of, locking in an interest rate now is if it does go down, you can always refinance, right? So let's say you get 5.5% today, which sounds like a lot, but historically not too crazy. You can always refinance if in 6 months or a year or 5, whatever, the interest rates go down. Awesome. Now you can refinance, you get that lower rate. What you can't do is hedge against it going up, right? Like if it goes up, it goes up. So there's no advantage in waiting around for interest rates to drop. So I would, if I was you and you're looking to buy a home and you have a good reason to buy a home, you're sick of renting, whatever, you want to move up, you want to move down, you've got some good reason. I wouldn't wait because of interest rates. To me, that's not a good reason to wait on buying a home. It is partly why the market is slowing down, for sure. So that's kind of item number one in what I'm covering of why it still is a good time to buy a home in many circumstances. Not all. I'll get to some reasons why you might want to wait here in a minute. Okay, let's talk about another reason why it's a great time to buy a home, and that is inventory is increasing. Now, when inventory increases, that means you have more selection, more options. 3 months ago, 6 months ago, a year ago, we were selling homes to people that they didn't even really want. We were telling them, it doesn't matter, just buy the house because in the year it's going to cost you way more. You got to settle right now. Like you get what you get in this market. That's not the case anymore. Now we're starting to see inventory creep up. Now, I say creep up, and that's what I mean. You can see here the inventory is going up. We're at like 45 days inventory and rising. That'll continue to rise, but we're nowhere near normal. Here's 2014. Again, that's a relatively normal market. 140-ish, 130 days of inventory is normal. So there's more selection now. You don't have to settle quite as much, and that's likely to continue, like 2 months, 3 months, 4 months from now. I think there'll be even more selection. So good time to buy, but at the same time, you don't need to be in a hurry, right? Like my wife and I are looking for a vacation home right now. And especially in vacation home locations, like we're looking up by the lake, that's going to be an inventory market that really shifts even faster than kind of normal markets like San Diego or like Phoenix. I think we're going to see inventory ratchet up pretty quickly in those environments. So we're just not in a hurry. We're going to pick one we like. We don't have any life reason dictating that we need to get moving tomorrow. So we're not in a huge hurry. While I would like to capture interest rates now for the reasons I just explained, at the same time, I'm not going to settle on a house I don't like because I think the inventory will continue to increase. So good second reason why. Great time to start looking at homes right now. You have a lot more selection. All right, this right here is the percentage of home or the number of homes that sold for over asking price. So you can see there's always some homes selling for over asking price, and that's very seasonal. When there's a hotter, in the springtime when it's really selling season, you see more homes go for over market price. But we just saw this gigantic spike in the last couple of years. And now we're seeing that really fall down. So it's kind of nice. This thing where you're up against 25 offers and you're paying, 10% over asking price, that's really starting to go away. You still see it in some scenarios of a house is priced really well. If it's a nice home, beautiful home, you're still going to have to fight for it, but it's not crazy as it used to be. So the stress level, the anxiety level, the overpaying for homes is really starting to calm down. So it's just not as crazy of a time to buy a home, which is really, really nice. And then our last chart here, I think, is the most important one. And this explains how pricing works. So the Cromford Market Index, as I showed you here, is falling off a cliff. That does not mean prices are going down. You can see a normal market is like way down here. And in a normal market, homes are appreciating 3% a year. You don't see homes depreciating, losing value until you drop below 100, which has happened, right? You can see here in the market crash, that thing went below 100. And we all know what happened. Homes lost value, right? So these blue lines here, the blue vertical bar chart lines, what those are showing is the appreciation, how much homes are appreciating. And you can see the blue lines follow the black line. So the black line predicts what's going to happen very accurately with prices. So yes, here we are on the far right of this chart where the black line is falling, like I just showed you, but homes are still appreciating a lot, like 20% a year right now. Now that's going to slow down, but it's not going to go negative until and if this thing right here gets below 100, which I don't think is going to happen. Maybe, but I think it's unlikely. I think we're very likely going to see this thing start to mellow out, I don't know, in the 200, 150 range, somewhere in there. There's still not a ton of supply of homes. Lots of people are staying put where they live because they're happy with the interest rate that they locked in whatever years ago or even 6 months ago. So I just don't see this new crazy amount of supply coming on the market that would really be required to absolutely crush the housing market. I just don't see that. I don't know where those houses are going to come from. Also, interest rates, I think, will continue to go up, but they're not going to get crazy. I'd be shocked if they got above 7%, would be really, really crazy. Not that that's never happened. It certainly has, but these were different times. The way the economy works has really changed a lot since, the 80s. So I don't think we're going to see this scenario where prices go negative. So I'd say that's maybe the most important reason to really not be too afraid of purchasing a home. I think you're very unlikely to see prices depreciate. And if they did, over the long haul, home prices always go up, right? So if you're in it for the long haul and you're not overbuying, you're not paying too much for your property, then you're going to be okay. You're just going to hang out. You might have to hang out some ups and downs, hang through some ups and downs, but you're going to be okay. So if you have a good reason to buy a house and you see one you like, great. I think you should buy it. I wouldn't settle right now. I wouldn't be in a huge rush, but I would absolutely consider looking at properties. We're doing that right now. We're kind of back in the game. We backed off the old vacation home plan because it just got insane and we didn't want to fight. We didn't care enough to fight against 20 people and overpay for a house. But now we're starting to see more selection, some stuff we actually like. So we're kind of back in the game, but we're not in a huge hurry. So that would be my suggestion. And as always, my big picture life advice is let life decide this for you. Don't try to time the market too much. Make wise decisions, but there's just no point in trying to get it perfect. You're not going to get it perfect. If you got a good reason to move, you want to change school districts, you're sick of renting, whatever, I'd go ahead and buy a house. I think it's a good time to do that. Hope this helps. Reach out. Our team would be happy to help you purchase or